Hello, it's Neil, down Studio B again, Further Adventures. Another tutorial video to record and playback in Pro Tools. So I have a Pro Tools session up and running. One of the things you want to pay attention to is that the MOTU 828 needs to be set as the playback engine. So if you do that, last thing you can check, I will set... let's talk about playback. So if we do that, the outputs you can see are main outs 1 and 2. Now it might be slightly different, but there's going to be something along those lines that work. If the MOTU hasn't been messed with, you can see the default stereo outputs are main out 1 and 2. That's what shows up in here. So in this session you can see main outs 1 and 2. What do I need to do here? Well, there's this lovely button over there that says Pro Tools. If you press that button, that is down. Then the stereo master, the controller and monitor volume. The problem is all inside your head, she said to me. So the answer's easy if you take it. Okay, so there's my session. That's all you need to do. So then all your mixing and everything can be done in Pro Tools, and you're just using the Toft stereo input, and then it's going right to the speakers. So there's no patching, there's no hardware, there's no outboard compressors, nothing else that comes into play that you should need. So that's pretty convenient. If you want to record, the way it's set up is that a track, so for instance, if I have 17, so I'm going to set this up real quick. This should be just a click track. Let me go over here, and then I'm going to set up, let me just set this down for just a second. So what I'm doing is setting up my inputs so that, okay, sorry about that. You can see it says analog 1, analog 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I record, enable all those tracks, if I had 2 hands, I'd also hit Option. If I bus these, I've got them bust them. My buses are how I get sounds into Pro Tools. And you can see 2 and 3 are not working, but and 4 should be, oh, there we go, 4 is not pushed. So bus 1 is setting up to input 1. Bus 4 is set up to input 4. 5 is bus 5, that's bus 6, and then you can get 7 and 8. So what if you want to record, you would put a track in here, and then you would switch the fader so this becomes just input. You won't monitor through the inline part of the console. You set this up, and then you'd bus it to one of your buses. So if I want to record, this is my vocal track, I could bus it, and I've got them all pressed, there's no, so I'm ready to record. I'm going to do a take, I'm going to bus it to 7, so I'm going to turn up 7, sorry, 5, I lied, bus 5, do my take, and then I can bus it to 6, and I'm ready to do my next take, and then make a new track and bus 7, bus 8. So all my monitoring is done Pro Tools. I've not switched that. I'm still monitoring through Pro Tools there. My controller and volume is still here. I'll have a stereo master fader. That will be my part of my monitoring. But I'm just using this for the mic pre's and then just busing it to wherever I want to go. So and bus 2 and 3 are not working, but the other ones are working. So some things in there. So not that complicated, really. And then we can talk about headphones, because then there's a setup for headphones, and you would just make one mix, and you can see I believe it's phones 7 and 8, and then you can make your headphone mix that way. Cool.